Good morning and namaskaram. What a beautiful Shivratri. This has gone beyond the Kashi Shivratri Yatras. That's how I feel. It's been a beautiful hours, these past hours, when so many of you contributed in not only making us sit awake, but also swim in the spiritual waters. Congratulations to each one of you, and for each one of you to staying till now. It is not every day that we get to stay awake for whole night. It's really, really beautiful to be awake continuously and reach the most auspicious period in the day, the Brahma Muhurta. In life, we go through different ashramas: brahmacharya, grihasthashram, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. They are as per uh, the attitude of the person, not necessarily age-wise, but more or less in the beginning of one's life, one remains a bachelor and learns a lot of things about how to lead a life well. But in olden times, more than that, how to go deep within oneself. And then one gets married and deals with life, bringing out children, taking care of them, fulfilling one's desires and aspirations. And after that, one moves into Vanaprastha, which is learning to detach from whatever one made till then. And then we move into sannyasa, where one strives for self-realization. So these four ashramas are there in everyone's life. But how we utilize it to finish our journey on this physical world, on the planet Earth, to finish our reincarnational cycle, it depends on one's uh, aspiration to finish the cycle. So wherever you are in terms of age, in terms of attitude in life, we belong to one of these four ashramas. But how serious and how passionately we try to master these spaces in our life will determine how soon we finish the cycle of reincarnation. We all go through these reincarnated cycles. We would have gone through it many times, many, many lifetimes, and we are. And each one of us are lucky because whichever age we are right now, we are all at some level dabbling in the waters of sannyasa. You could be a bachelor, but if you are serious about your spiritual journey, then you are definitely trying your hand on the sannyas ashrama. So this realization has to seep in, because we see many of us in these ashramas, but not fulfilling what is required of that particular space. As a bachelor, it is important to lay a great foundation for the future life, because grihasthashrama, vanaprastha and sannyasa are in store for you. For you to experience those three spaces well, it is important to lay the foundation. Unless you learn life lessons from elders, from the society, how do we build our foundation? And that's the time one really need to put in effort. If we while away our time and if we don't learn things that we are supposed to learn, then automatically the life ahead won't be as fulfilling as you designed for yourself before you came down to planet Earth. The first stage is a time when the soul is experiencing life in a body and the physicalities are presented in front of you. And the desires for different aspects of life come to us. It's a test given to us by our own self, so that we learn to master those desires, but learn what is required for us. So as an youngster, it is important for us to understand what is ahead of us. And for many of us, that period is already over. But are we giving that period, or are we giving an indication of that period to our younger ones, to our children? That's also important. And then comes the grihasthashrama, where one get married, find a spouse, bring out children, go after the dreams and desires that come to us. How consciously, how detached do we do all these things? In that period, it is not easy to just let go of one's desires and move into spiritual sadhana. It comes only to a certain people to follow such a life. So one has to get involved in what the life presents to you based on the attitude that we have within. So if you are a grihasthashrami, it is important for you to get completely involved in what you do in that ashrama, because there are other souls who are dependent on you. If you are a father, then there is your spouse, your children, maybe elderly parents, and other people whose life revolve around you in some way. How well do we take care of their needs is important. How well we deal with our desires is even more important, because life is all about us. All other people around us are incidental, placed there by you for a certain learning. And in turn, they also learn. But this knowledge has to be there. It is important to impart this to our younger generation. That leading a life which takes care of different dreams, desires, and aspirations of one, but at the same time trying to learn the inner aspects of oneself. And then comes the Vanaprastha. Many of you would be in that area. That is about detachment. But this is where most people struggle, because they are at a point where they are looking back at their life and regretting things that they could not do or they did not do. But still they hold on to life. As simple as when your children get married and bring another person into your home, how well do you take care of them? It's not about giving good food and clothes. It's about what kind of environment do you provide for them. We see some of us holding on to your kitchen, not allowing the newlywed daughter-in-law to enter your kitchen because she is supposed to be a novice and you're supposed to be an expert. The father not allowing the son to explore his own life in his own way because he is a youngster who doesn't know much about life and you are supposed to be an expert. Letting go is a wonderful word. It is a good thing to talk about in your circle. How well do we practice that? Simple matters like this. In the beginning, it is about mastering attachment in some way. And then it is about detachment. It is about detaching whatever you got attached. It is very simple because at some level we all know that we came empty-handed and we'll go empty-handed. But still we make our life very difficult unconsciously. That is why we keep talking about bringing a life of awareness, total awareness about your place in life. Even at the age of 70, 80, 90, people hang on to their wealth. That is not Vanaprastha. It is learning to live peacefully with what you have already created. It is about moving into a happy life through minimalism. Live well, but why do we hang on to certain things which doesn't make any sense at that level of you? And if you have entered the portals of a spiritual organization, or if you have read a spiritual book, or if you listen to a spiritual talk, and if it made sense to you, then sannyasa has already come to your doorstep. It doesn't go to everybody's door. It comes knocking when you are at some level ready. We see a lot of people who dabble in it. When just a little bit of effort, attention, a desire to know oneself could actually set you free. Not necessarily at the age of 70, but even at the age of maybe 20, 25, 30. Because life is an attitude. You can get involved in a spiritual journey at an early age, still move on with life and make money and enjoy life. Spirituality doesn't say God and gold are two different poles. They are not. Gold is part and parcel of God. And of course, God is part and parcel of everything. It is the attitude in our mind which makes you either suffer or be enjoying. So this Shivaratri, now that we are all here, we all heard people sing and chant and give us the meaning of those beautiful words. It is important for us to introspect and contemplate. Introspect on how we came till now and contemplate on where we want to go. So this Shivaratri, that is what we need. That is the vow that we need to take. To understand oneself much better, more deeply and more seriously. We see so many people who are being offered by the universe the peace and joy they are seeking within themselves. Some of us, we try, dabble in it for some time, and then walk away, only to come back after some time. Spiritual sadhana is not a thing that we do for 24/7. We need to take care of our life based on whichever ashrama you are in. But in the background, as a foundation, you have to have this attitude of being in sadhana 24/7. Only such people break the cycle of reincarnation. This is true if you read of yogis, sadhus who climbed great or reached certain level in their spiritual journey. Many times we compare ourselves with sages and think that we are nowhere near, which is a falsity. Anyone and everyone can be a Buddha in this lifetime with all the material comfort that you are looking at or you are having right now. This is a truth. You don't understand it well? Well, put in your effort. Listen to more such people. Read what they have written. Carry on with your life even otherwise, but let this be in the background, continuous, constant, then your life will change. It is not by a chance that you are here. Probably for some of you, it would be an unthinkable thing to stay awake on a Shivratri night, but it has happened for you tonight. The dawn is already here. Nothing in life is by chance. Everything is a design. And you have a great role in that design. Universe will give us signs and symbols. How well we take it will decide how peaceful and joyous our heart will be. So this is for you to think about and contemplate about this coming year. When you come back for next Shivratri, we wish that your life would be completely different, much, much more peaceful and joyous. There is so much that is out here and within hand's reach. If only we will open our inner eye. We all know what is to be done. How seriously we do is what will decide where you'll reach. On that note, let us meditate now. And usually on a Shivratri night, we end our sadhana just before sunrise. And before sunrise, we take a bath, we take a shower, and welcome the sun.